Okay. Hello, wonderful people. I see there's one person logging in on Facebook. Hello, 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 YouTube. Hello, Facebook. I'm going to try and okay. Let me just try. Hello, guys. Hello, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yes, I see somebody's joining me also on YouTube. Happy New Year. Yes, I've been promising to do this video. Let me just share these videos. How are you and who is joining me on Facebook and YouTube today? Let us see. I like the camera on on Facebook. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, there it is. Let me just share it on my timeline and then we can begin. Can you please introduce yourself, guys? Hey, I've been talking since last year, but I don't know who I am talking to. Hello, 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 hello. I'm saying, you know, I have been talking, guys. I want some other people also to do the talking. That is why I am not yet back with the live streams because we are. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Today we're talking about relationships. I see that people are, you know, re-on. So, because I don't want to transfer this video on YouTube, I have also YouTube Live. So when I'm watching there, today I made it a point, it will be aligned. So this is for Facebook, that is for YouTube. Okay. One more thing, then we start. Ooh, let's do it fast. Yeah. All right, guys, welcome. I see Innocentia, I see Lebu, I see Tabiseng, and I don't know who is there was a person who was joining me on YouTube, but I don't know. And on YouTube you can always go and watch the replay. So welcome to my page, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Coach Malebu, your holistic life coach, an energy healer, and award-winning author, and also a motivational speaker. So what do? A lot of people are like, you know, they come to me and they're like, oh, help me, I have issues with this and that. So basically what I do is that I help people heal their past traumas and pain so that they can create the life they want. That's basically what I do in life. So why do I do that? It's because I have been through trauma myself since the ages of 4. I have been sharing that, and I know that I have new people on my page, and maybe they don't know. I have been sexually abused at the age of 8, but that was not my first part of trauma. But anyway, I was sexually abused. And one of the things in life is that I hated men, and there was a lot of things that happened in my life, and later on I healed, and as I healed I was able to heal other people. So what I do is that I know my motto is that you can create the life that you want. You can have it all. And the all is defined by you. Don't let another person tell you what all means to them, right? And that all, you can create it. God has given us the ability to create the all that we want. But we have to heal first in order for us to know what is our truth. Right? So, yes, welcome. I hope, guys, you can see me better. I forgot to change. Let me change here. I hope you can see me, you can hear me, you can see me clearly. Now it says your internet is unstable. Please, okay, that's fine. But I cannot change it here. I don't know how to do it that, but let's go on. So today we're talking about how to build healthy relationships and marriages. How to do that. Why do we want to build healthy relationships and marriages? It's because the year 2022 is the year where we are building from the ground up. So, you know, we need to make sure that our foundation is correct, is fine, right? And this is according to Numerology. I know that there are other people who love astrology. They are always following kind of design. I'm a Taurus, and I don't like that much, but I love the world of numbers. So numerology is numbers. Some of you sometimes you would see a sequence of numbers like 111 or 1111, right? And that's how people believe that the universe is speaking to you. So those numbers do have meaning. So in 2022, the year is number 6. So it's stability, it's relationships, it's groundedness, it's what? Yes, and responsibility. So we want to build these relationships. We want to build healthy relationships for ourselves. We want to be in good marriages. You don't just want to be at least we don't want but at least we want to be married and to be happily married because it's possible, right? Okay, so why do the first thing that we need to do when we are building these healthy marriages and healthy relationships is taking responsibility. I know a lot of us a lot of people come into my timeline and they like, saying things as if like, some other person did them, to them and they never done anything and they don't know why everything is happening the way it's happening. Today, the first part of it for building this healthy marriages and relationships, we need to take responsibility. Responsibility for ourselves first before you take a responsibility for other people. And what do I mean by that? A lot of people will come and say, I got divorced, my husband took this and my wife did this, I was in a relationship, my boyfriend gave me a baby and left and all these things. But you got to sit down with yourself and ask yourself, how did I manifest this? Because there is absolutely nothing that comes into your life uninvited. There's absolutely nothing that would come into your life because we're not saying and you are a counselor, you are a therapist, you are a psychologist, and then things just happen to you. You do create a mess in your life, or you can decide that you're going to create happy moments for yourself, right? So many people, right? They do not love themselves. They are at war with themselves, but with an expectation that another person can give them what they don't have. What do I mean? We have what we call self-talk, right? There are people who do not speak to themselves with respect. There are people who do not love themselves. There are people who will never, never, never invest in themselves. Never. Like, they can, I myself drink alcohol, but I drink alcohol knowing that, I have to take care of my body. I cannot abuse my body Monday to Friday, always drinking and, not exercising, not eating healthy, but you are drinking. But then they move into a relationship. These very people, they move into a relationship expecting one to manifest a healthy relationship when with another person when they don't have a healthy relationship with themselves. That's number one. Number two, that the other person can love them better than themselves. So we have to this thing always starts with us. Whatever that you have manifested in your life. Oh Lord, who is this Harry Potter? What? Okay. Whatever that you have manifested in your life, actually you are responsible for it. So if you have been going through a divorce and it was dramatic and all that, you cannot blame your partner for that. You also have to sit down with yourself and take responsibility. Take notes. How did I in my life manifest such a mess? How did I end up with a person that, there are many, many people who are divorcing, but when they divorce, they're like, okay, fine. Yeah, I know a friend of mine who divorced and said to the husband, you know what, I'm going to leave you in the house and I am leaving. There was no drama. But now why is it that when you are going through that process, then it has to be dramatic? Why is it that people find it so okay that they can come in your life and just give you a baby and then go? Sometimes we need to get out of this thing, I don't know what to call it, the cocoon, the corner, and we need to really have conversations with ourselves that I cannot manifest this in my life. It stops now. How am I attracting this? That's when you are taking responsibility. But when you don't take responsibility, you're going to come here and say, yeah, George did this and this and this to me. And yeah, and then you move on to another relationship. And then your Kahiso did this and this and this to me. And then another just like that. But when you take responsibility, you'll know how you have manifested that in your life. Right? Responsibility also meaning that you got to do the things that you want another person to do to yourself. Yep. So a lot of people, I always see people saying, I want a man who's driving and all these things. Are you driving yourself? Are you driving? Do you have a car? If you want a man, and I'm not saying that if you don't have a car, then you can't get a man who does not have a car. But your reasoning, your why has to be very strong that, okay, I do not have a car, but I need a man who has a car so that they can also inspire me to work hard to get that car that I want, because I want a BMW 1 Series. But at this moment, I think I cannot afford it. So when I have a person who has this car, when I get into the car, I embody the feeling that it's as if it's mine. And oh Lord, what is that? Okay. And I embody the feeling, and that is how the manifestation actually work faster. You have to have it. You cannot say that you want this and this and that, but you don't have anything to offer, or you don't have even to offer to another person. Let's just put it aside. You have to offer to yourself. What you have to offer to yourself, what it is that you have to offer to yourself. The other part is that you have to love yourself. I cannot stress this thing. And people think that self-love is pictures that we are taking, these beautiful pictures that Snapchat has assisted us with. It takes out the wrinkles, and then you have like a lovely, you look like a model, and people think that is self-love. It's not self-love. You can still be big. You can still call yourself fat, but you can have love for yourself and for your body. And I made an example about alcohol. That December, we abuse alcohol. Many of us, we abuse alcohol, right? I used to do that you will drink until your body flushes it out. I had that problem when I was still young. That December, we will drink and drink and drink. And then, towards the 28, I would even have a running tummy. That is how my body was saying it is enough of this alcohol, right? We do that. That is another form of self-hate, that you are giving your body something that you hate, but you want another person to look at you, look at your body, look at everything that you have, and love you the way you are. Why? Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we hate ourselves and expect another person to love us? So self-love has nothing to do with selfies. Yeah, I know that the self, in the selfies, but it has nothing to do with the selfies. Self-love is honoring yourself. Honoring yourself, loving yourself the way you would want to be loved. And when then you know how to love yourself, you will know what you want. When somebody comes, Khotang, who is here, Faruku Are, I have this and this and this, you can be able to see that this is not love, this is infatuation, right? You will be able to pick it up. But when you don't love yourself, when somebody comes and say, I'll give you a donut, you just, yeah, I'll get a donut. Somebody else says, I will give you this and this, and you're like, yeah, I'll take it, because you don't know what love looks like for yourself. And there's a quote that I used to share about that. I need to remember that I'm using two screens, and hello on YouTube. I'm using two screens. So when I'm here, it's Facebook. When I'm there, it's YouTube. There's a quote that I used to say that you can never fully love another person if you have never experienced love for yourself. If you don't know what is love, how are you going to love another person? How are you going to fully, and when we talk about full, we talk about unconditional love. How are you going to have unconditional love for another person if you yourself, you cannot love yourself? How are you going to do that? So let's go back. We're taking responsibility. Many of us, we are adults here. I have over 18 years people here, right, who have been in a relationship. Some of you have been married and maybe you got divorced or separated. Some of you have kids and then the boyfriend or the husband or the wife, you're a single mother, those type of things, right? You know the story. Even me standing here, I am not Linyoloyi. I'm not an angel that dropped from heaven and then my things started working because I'm lucky. No, 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 no. My things started working because I started investing in myself and taking responsibility for the mess that I have created. Okay, so let us start taking responsibility. Take notes. The first part is you taking responsibility. Go and check all of your relationships. How did they end? There is a sequence there. There's something, there's a pattern that you can see. Okay, my relationship ended because of this. I am struggling with this and this and this in my relationship right now. I'm struggling with this and this in my marriage right now. Okay, fine. What is that pattern? The pattern will tell you. Some of you have a pattern of trust, and because of trust, you are going on your boyfriend, girlfriend's sting, and you go and check if Malebu comments like this, does it mean this person dates Malebu and all those things. So in your life, when your boyfriend is cheating, even though I'm not saying I'm promoting cheating, when he is cheating or your girlfriend is cheating, it's because of the mistrust that you have within yourself. And that is something that you need to heal from. And believe you me, this is what I had myself. I had exactly that. I was struggling with trusting men for the reason that when I was 8 years of age, some man who was 20 years, 12 years older than me, came into my life, introduced me to sex, and took my virginity without my consent. So how could I have trusted a man? So I got in relationships and I was like, I had that defense mechanism. Oh, you cheating on me. I'm a guy, then I will cheat on you. Or you doing this, I will do that. But the whole mess was manifested by what I have been through. So I had to heal myself first. I had to go through a process of healing. And when I healed myself, I manifested the relationship and the marriage that I am in right now. So it is not a point of luck. You can go to church, you can speak in tongues. This can be a problem. So you need to confront yourself. Sometimes, I get a lot of, even my clients, that they have problems. So, yeah, my husband is doing this, my boyfriend, my girlfriend. But the problem is not the other person. The problem is that you are scared of confronting yourself. That, I have got fears that, I was in a marriage before and this is how it ended up, So I'm actually, trying to protect myself from that happening. You are in pain and you are carrying another relationship while you are in pain. So when you take responsibility, you will be like, I see the pattern in my marriage. I see the patterns in my relationships. I see this pattern. Okay. So I need to heal myself. Now, when you come to me, you don't come to me when you are not taking responsibility. Like many people come to my inbox and like, yeah, my boyfriend does this and he left me with a child and oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. I'm not going to help you because you don't want to take responsibility. You do not want to say, actually, I have manifested a mess in my life. Like I said, there is absolutely nothing that comes into your life because you are lucky, because you are blessed. No, there's nothing like that. So take responsibility. That is number one. Number two is that you need to love yourself the way you would want another person to love you, love yourself. Hello, Mpo. I remember now that you are logging in. I remember I was talking to Coach Mpo about fasting. That we always fast. That we want to fast for the other thing or the other person or the other spirit. Okay, so get January no, and a lot of people are going on a fast. I want to fast because at church we are fasting. Have you ever in your life took a fast for yourself? That I just want to come back home to myself. So because I want to come back home to myself, I want to fast. I'm not fasting so that I can do anything, but it's for self. It's not for the church. It's not for me to get a job. It's not for me to get a man. It's just for myself. That is self-love. When you're saying, I'm no longer going to eat sugar because you know how sugar makes you feel like when you are on a diet. I know a lot of people are starting right now. Ooh, by exercise. I know. I have been in this game for 8 years. I know how people are. Get January, yeah, new goals, new body, and they are doing that because they hate their body, how they look. When you are big, when you know have gained a little bit of weight, you cannot exercise from the point I want to get rid of this, because there are people who come into your life in a form of a relationship. They want to get rid of something and they are using you to get rid of it. So if you are using that method, you are manifesting it even in your relationships. So that is why when you do that, for 8 years I've been consistent in fitness. And yes, there were times when I have gained weight. Even like now I have gained a bit of weight, but when I do it, I'm not doing it because, oh my goodness, I want to get rid of weight. No, I'm doing it because I love myself. I am doing it because I love myself. And I believe that in order for me to get everything that I want in life, I have to be healthy. I have to be healthy to enjoy the money that I'm making. I have to be healthy to enjoy my time with my husband and my son, and other kids that will come, right? So when you are doing things, do them for yourself. When I was single, I used to go, my friends thought I was crazy by that time. So I just decided, went into an awakening period, and I decided, you know what, I was in very, very terrible relationships by that time, and I decided, let me start a relationship with myself. And I have a book, it's a it's a it's a journal that I used to write that, okay, on Friday I will plan. That's how I am a first class lady. I plan. I don't just barge into things. So I will plan that, okay, next month. So like this month, I'll plan for next month, right? And I will plan and I will say, okay, fine. Monday, I will be doing this, especially at the weekend. I remember at the weekend, I will say, I am going for a movie. I am going for the time in a park. So I used to go and sit down with myself and really talk to myself. Some of you guys, you want a husband and a boyfriend and a girlfriend, a partner, a life partner who's going to speak to you with a high level of respect. But when you are having conversation with yourself, the ones that Coach Malebu don't know about, the ones that you as well, the people around don't know about, right? It's an internal conversation. You are thinking, you are always dismissing yourself. You are always speaking to yourself with, you are disrespecting yourself in in those conversations. So I had to become aware of what conversations I have within me. Then I went to the park. I would sit, because where I was staying with a lot of people, so I couldn't do those things. So I would go to a park and I would sit alone. Some people would, men, they would come and say, oh, we see that you are alone. Do you want us to maybe help you? Do you want to join? But I'm like, no, I'm just doing this alone, right? I'll sit there and really have a time for myself. Up until this day, I still have that method. Last week I was not working actually. I even this week, that's when I opened my coaching practice, and some of you know that I'm doing a 9 to 5. And this week is the week that I said, okay, I'm going to start working. But last week, the whole of last week, my helper was back. My son was going to crash, so I had the quietness in, my helper would clean, and I'll just say, And I will not do anything other than hydrating myself, right? Hydrating myself and really learning about things that I can do. And this year, learning about the goals that I want to, achieve and all that. How am I going to do that and all these things? Do you even have time for yourself? So why do you expect another person to have time for you? So that is self-love, being committed to loving yourself unconditionally with your special. Don't come and look at Coach Malebo. Coach Malebo has a child and she is 34 years of age and she has a flat tummy and she don't stress yourself about other people. Focus on yourself. Focus on loving yourself, that even when I do not have what I want, I love and honor myself. And how do you honor yourself? You are not going to sleep around with another person just because you don't have money, you don't have a house, or you are going to honor yourself. And this is for both men and women. Honor yourself, that when I decide to have sexual relations with any other person, it will be because I want, not because there's no food, not because there's no house, not because my children don't have anything. You love and honor yourself, right? So that is the first segment of it: responsibility and self-love. Go and listen to the conversation that you have with yourself and see if another person would speak to you like that, were you going to be okay? If not, change the conversation. Start a routine where you're going to train your mind to start affirming things. Even though you don't have money, you start saying, I have money. Even if you don't have love, you start affirming, I have love. Many, many years ago, some of you know the story. I was working, I think, on your 10, and my colleagues had saw me reading this book called Mr. Right. I keep on forgetting. Sorry, guys, on YouTube. Mr. Right by Tony Gaskins, and Mrs. Right, but yes, Mr. Right by Tony Gaskins. And my colleagues were asking me, why are you reading that book? And I said, in December, I'm getting married. I was by that time 3 months in a relationship with my husband. I did not know. My husband would tell me, like any other man, they would say, yeah, we'll marry you. How many men have said that? Now I affirmed it. I said, ka December. I put a timeline. Ka December, I'm getting married. And that was 5 months in a relationship, ka December, when that happened. So start training yourself, start seeing yourself. It's good that the first week or the first month of the year where we have goals. Start putting your goals in a room, obey the picture, and start affirming, I own this. You don't have to have money to own anything. You can just, and I told you a story about the car that I'm driving, right? You can just keep on saying that, but also have love for yourself. When there are times when I feel like, oh my goodness, I've been on social media for the whole day, so I'm taking 1 hour for myself, right? Do that often. Love yourself, take responsibility. If there are relationships in your life that have not worked, go and re-evaluate or those things. Check, why did those relationships not work? Okay, and then you'll find a pattern, right? The second part of it, the second segment, yes, the second segment is stability in relationships. Now, many people are single, unmarried, and married, right? So meaning that there are couples who are not married, and then there are couples who are married. I'm talking to everybody today, right? So I did a video on YouTube. Please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch this video about relationships. I think it's before the end of the year. It was in December. Yeah. So this video, I spoke about how you can create purposeful relationships, right? Number one, a lot of people, and in the society, actually, we have been pushed to being in a relationship. Some people are worked up about the fact that they are 30 mamang and they don't have kids and they don't have a boyfriend. That's how the society has built this. But you do not have I know this word in Zulu, but I don't know if I should say it in Zulu. Do not be pushed into a relationship before knowing your purpose. Yeah, let me speak in English. Do not be pushed into having a relationship before you know your purpose, because the relationship itself or the marriage itself is purposeless. There's English. So when I remember myself, I have been in relationships before I knew my purpose, and those relationships were not working. The minute I knew my purpose, I knew who I was and I knew what it is that I want. And believe you me, up until this day, I still have nothing that I can leave my husband for them, who think that just because they've got too much money, or they think that they've got too much money than my husband, then they can come and tell me, yeah, now I've got this and this and this. When you know your purpose, even money will not shake you, because you know that money will be part of the package that you are coming with, right? So here, if you are single, it's good when you are single right now, you don't have a person, and I mean you don't have a person that you call when you feel like things are not working out, like you are alone, you are single, you don't have anyone that you are sleeping with. Because some people say they are single, but still it's like they are in a new them, they're still sleeping with other people who are married or in a relationship with other people, and you are causing yourself a lot of harm. If you are single, this is the good time for you to practice this, right? Know your purpose first. Don't rush into a relationship. Yes, I know it's okay, body relationship goals and all these things, and body mamang, putting their children and their boyfriends and their husband born. Be okay with the fact that you are single and you are working on yourself. I promise you, when you can do this, the next relationship that you get into, you will not say things that I am unlucky to be here. No, cut ties with everyone. So this is how I did it. And I know this works because that was my time for myself, right? Previously, like I told you guys, I'm not some other angel who fell from heaven and came, to earth. I have been in the world. I know how the world operates. Like, I know how to be this slay queen. I can be that. If I wanted, I could be that. Actually, I was watching this show, this slay queen, not so long ago, and I was like, woo, I could have been this. I know I have been in the world. So take it from a person who has been in the world. When I started this journey, the relationships previously, what am I saying? Before I got married, yes, thank you, Lord. Before I got married, I was in relationships that I was not happy, and I had, people lingering around, those ones that when you want to go to Monati, they want you, but you don't want them, but you can use them. Those type of things. I know girls, we have that. Even men, they have that. And then I have those people that when I am hurt and I want to talk about something, I call them, and yeah, those type of things. The day when I found out that when you are single, it's actually a time when you can work on yourself. I dismissed those. I actually called each and every one of them and I said, this is over. Some were like, what is over? I'm like, whatever that we're doing, it's over. Please do not call me. I don't want anything to do with you. And I'm doing this out of love. And I became single. When I was single then, I had known my purpose before, right? I had known my purpose, but I was not even operating from it. But if you are single and you don't know your purpose, that will be the time for you to know your purpose. So I was working on myself, and right there, just after I left these relationships, the situationships that I was in, right, where you don't know if you are going or you are coming back, you are always asking, can you please call me? No, don't call me back, or whatever. At night, you can't call me, and those things. When I left those things, that's when I had clarity. And I wrote my first book. I wrote my first book called The Journey. I published this book. On the day when I was launching this book, I met my husband. I was single. When my husband came into my life, I did not have a person who can claim. They wanted to claim because I'm a girlfriend, an ex-girlfriend who has a book. But when I wrote this book, when I launched it on the 11th of July, 2015, on that day, that's when I met the man who is now my husband. And I had known what is it that I want in a man. And I wanted a man to shelter me because I didn't want those situations where we meet people in the club and we're like, "Do, do, do." And then after that, the next day, go WhatsApp, baby. No, I wanted somebody who can tell because I nakitela matsap. And that's when I met my husband here. After a year of being single, right? So when you think that it means that you will be cursed, things are not working, and those within yourself that this is not right for me, end them, and just ask, keep on cleansing, keep on. I did a lot of videos about cleansing, about communicating with God, about prayer. Like, let your life be about prayer and cleansing and connecting with yourself and self-love and all those things. You don't have to say, you will, yes, literally have clarity of, I need a man who is this, I need a man who's that, and I need a man who's this, right? You will know what you want. A lot of people know what they don't want. Oh, I don't want men with big mokaba. I don't want a man who, but by the time you'll have clarity of a man or a woman that you want, right? When you are single. And then you will also know your purpose. Don't get into a relationship when you don't know your purpose. Now, many people today, we are struggling with people in marriages of 17 years, 20 years, when they got married and they did not know their purpose. And I made an example on the video on YouTube that, imagine you get married, you don't know your purpose. Whether you are 40 doesn't mean that you know your purpose when you are 40, right? There are people who get married, they are in 20 years marriages, and now they don't know their purpose, and the other one gets a light, an awakening. That way now you need to be a sangoma. And this one was in the church, it was a brother in the church, and maybe they are serving in the church. Now it's a what? what conflict? Yeah? Kind of, what is this business language that they say? Now, these people cannot be together because now they are believing in different things. The other one came Zelwani. It's not like when you are Zelwani, you have found your purpose. You can be born again and not have found your purpose. And then the wife is the sangoma or wants to be a sangoma. The husband is in the church, and maybe the husband wants to pursue ministry in the church. Maybe that is their purpose. Maybe they have been led there. But these people, they have met when they did not know which direction they are going to themselves individually. Now marriages ends because of that, because of people not knowing their purpose. The second part of it is that the other people are enlightening now, because 2021 and 2020 had been the year where we were seeking God for ourselves. Many people were doing that. We were seeking God. We're looking and checking, hey, how can I pray? How can I do this? You started finding Coach Maleb. You started seeing, oh, can't you can meditate, you can do this. Now, when you are in a relationship, you expect another person that you are in a relationship with to do these things just because whether you find them good for you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that when you find these things good for you, then the other person finds them good for themselves. I have a lot of people who wanted to divorce, who wanted to end their relationships because they found their purpose while they are in a marriage. And now they are seeing this person doesn't read books. This person doesn't meditate. Coach, I don't know how to make my wife meditate. Meditation it's very important for you. It's very important. It's one of the things that are grounding you. You have found your purpose. You have found the light, or you haven't found your purpose, but you are finding the light where your purpose is going to be. Now you want to drag another person because maybe, yes, you love them. You think that when you drag them, it's going to be nice. Now, people, husbands and wives out there, they hate us because, hey, Coach Malia, where every time when you talk about Coach Malia. When you talk about Coach Malia. You see the problem? The problem is that people get into relationships when they don't know themselves. Now they want to convince another person to know themselves through me. If you have found me, it does not mean that your husband or your girlfriend or your wife or your boyfriend will follow me. Your boyfriend might follow another person and they might be okay with that person. Your wife might follow another person. It doesn't necessarily mean that just because you have found your truth in me or you relate to my content, then your wife must relate to my content. Now, people are trying to drag their husbands and their wives to coaches and therapists and sangomas and all these things. While doing that, they are breaking their marriages because God is making them see their own light, their own purpose in life, their own thing in life. But what is currently happening is that you are thinking that you have to go with this person because you have been married to them for 20 years. You have been married to them for however many years. Guess what happens? Guess what happens? After you drag somebody for 20 years, you are going to feel exhausted and you are going to say, this person doesn't want to change. This person, and I'm ending this marriage. You know why? Because you did not know yourself before you got into marriage. You did not know yourself before you got into a relationship. You did not know yourself. But when you know yourself, you will always know that I cannot drag this person here. Now I married a person. Now I was very clear. Okay, I want a person who has the knowledge of God. I don't want a preacher here to come and preach for me. Now, sometimes I'll be drinking beverage and then this person wants to tell me about who God is and if I'm drinking, I'm a sinner. I did not want that. I knew what I wanted. And when I got it, my husband, yes, he has some of the people that he goes to that I go to because he wanted. I didn't say, hey, go to this person. He wanted to go to those people. Now I am going to the people, I'm doing my healing, I'm doing all these things. He goes to his people. I don't want to drag him here. I'm because of what? Because when we met, we knew our purpose. He is a healer himself through music. I'm a healer through coaching, right? So he knew himself and I know myself. So I'm not dragging anyone to do anything here. I don't dislike the person that I am married to that now they need to change from being a DJ to being a pastor. No, I'm fine with what I have chosen because what I have chosen is what I want. So many marriages I know they have ended because of this issue. That another person that even in the church, I know a brother who couldn't marry a girlfriend or whatever because they were not praying too much. Got all night prayer. Imagine all night prayer, I go to church, I sit there and I pray, I even cry, hey, I speak in tongues. Some person is watching me and say, hi, this one is not praying too much, I can't marry them. They haven't found themselves. They think that when you pray too much, people can pray. They can sit there in the pulpit and pray and do these things. But when they go the other direction, they do things that you never thought they can do. So find yourself. When you find yourself, you find your purpose. And when you find your purpose, you know what you want. That's how you build stability in or healthy marriages, right? Toxicness or toxicity, oh Lord, English, starts with the fact that we are getting in something that it's supposed to be a blessing. We're supposed to be blessed, like God says, when two or more gather in my name. It means that those people know what they want, right? When they gather in my name, I shall bless. Now we want God to bless. We just want God to bless just because it's marriage. Yeah, it's two people. It's a blessing. And then later on, now you divorce. Oh, men are this and all this thing. No. You go back. You take a responsibility. Responsibility. How did you manifest that? I did not know my purpose. So when I found my purpose, I wanted to drag my partner. And my partner was not part of this purpose that I'm having. Right? So as I wrap up, this level of vibration. You meet people from the level of your vibration. Some of you are so worked out that you don't want your partner. But you It's not God who brought those people in your life. It's you with your vibration, with your energy, the lowest level of energy. You were here. You brought this person in your life. Now you have been working on yourself. You have been doing a lot of work. Now you are saying, how is this who I have manifested? But you are not taking responsibility for it. You are just saying, no, this person does not want to work on themselves. No, they don't want to study further. They don't want to do this. No, it's what you have manifested. Take responsibility and say, I am going to love him the way he is, or I'm going to love her the way he is, the way she is. So what do we do? Let me wrap up. First, we take a responsibility. Go and take stock of your past relationships. How did they end? Why is it that people find it okay for them to get into your life and leave you with a kid? You know, it's a responsibility. It's a bigger responsibility, guys, to be a single parent. Whether you're a single father, single mother, it's a bigger responsibility. Why do people find it okay? Right? The second part is for you to love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. When you are married, love yourself. It doesn't mean when you are married, it ends. Love yourself. Keep on loving yourself. You know, a lot of people, um, because of lack of self-love, they can even kill themselves because the husband or the wife is not loving themselves, them the way they want, right? So you want to love yourself. When you have kids, love yourself, guys. Take at least 10 minutes of your time and breathe and do breathing exercises. Eat healthy, drink water, have conversations with yourself and promise yourself, Malebo, I'm going to love you so, so much. Whether you are big, whether you have gained weight, whether you are slender, whether you are sick, I am going to love you. And I promise you that I will honor you. I will honor the things that you love, right? I will honor you. Keep on saying those things to yourself, right? A lot of people after kids, they have problems bearing the what do they call this? They sort of baitlogella, okay, Castran, baitlogella, okay. But it's because you are having kids when you yourself, you don't love yourself. So you have to give a kid love. You have to give them love. From which point? Because your glass is not, your cup is not overflowing. So you are giving them a piece, and then you feel exhausted. Then people go into depression and all of these things, and we want to medicalize this. Love yourself. If you love yourself, you will know that even when a kid, when my son was born in 2019, that's the day when I started elevating. That was the day when I was like, I need to know the truth, more truth than what I know today. And I'm not saying here I'm better, I'm better, I've got everything. No, I am saying do not do the mistakes that the society is doing, the things that people, it's nice for us to put pictures on WhatsApp and Facebook and say I'm beautiful, but it is also nice to actually look yourself in the mirror and say, my weight's again. I went on, Bona, you are a beautiful girl. I love you the way you are. You are beautiful. It's nice for us to post the running that we are doing, the exercising that we are doing, but it's also nice to say, I'm going to honor myself by exercising so that I can have good health and good health for myself, so that even little goals taken a little, I can accomplish them. How are you going to accomplish goals when you are sick? How are you going to accomplish, the things that you want when your health is deteriorating? Love yourself, right? And the third one is for you to know your purpose. If you are already married now, the single people have spoken to them. If you're already married, it's never too late. But when you find your purpose, please do not drag your partner and try to force them to read the Bible because when you were told by God that you are going to be a pastor. Leave them. Just love them. When you keep on telling people, yeah, you need to read the Bible, you need to do this. Oh, why don't you do this? They will be resistant to that because you are not doing it out of love. You are doing it out of fear. So love them. If your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend is not reading the Bible, is not meditating, there's People who come here on Facebook and just they tell us how stupid we are because we are not following African spirituality, or how stupid we are that other people are honoring their ancestors. There's no one who's going to listen to you if you are coming from a point of fear. Love people the way they are. Love people of God the way they are, right? So love your partner while you are trying to find out who you are. And when you know what it is that you need to heal within yourself, then you can come to me. You are not going to come to me with being puzzled out and like, now my clients, they know. My clients will say, even festive coach, I know that you are close, ne? I am paying for a session so that we can work on this and this and this. This is a pattern I'm seeing in my life. I am not dealing with people who don't even know. They want me to come and fortune tell them that your life is a mess, it's going to, or to tell them about the future. I'm not about that. And if you are a man of God, you are here. You know, a lot of people are using the church. We are using the church. The church was supposed to be a place where we can connect our spiritual being to God and all that. Now people are in the church because they want miracles. They just want micro oven things that, yeah, my boyfriend did this, now I want the pastor to go and pray for me. They're not taking responsibility. So if you're a man of God here, a pastor, a preacher in the church, please teach, and let's teach our people about taking responsibility for ourselves in our marriages. When a wife comes to you and saying, my husband did this and this, and don't go and say rabasha. Put people down and tell them about responsibility. There's some things that we are doing as a people that have amounted to the things that we have now, that we have manifested now in our lives, right? So go and take responsibility. Love your partner, even if they don't know their purpose, even if they are not manifesting, they don't know anything about manifestation. Love them the way they are. I can't when you chose them. It's not us who chose your partner. You decided to choose your partner, so love them. Okay. Now, for people who want to, we have a session. It's a very powerful session. For those of you who are not going to be part of it, I feel sorry for you. Shame, shame, shame. So there is a session that we are having, how to get everything you want in life. It's next week, Wednesday at 5 p.m. We are already fully booked for that session, right? So for those people who have done the things, you will get a message. We will talk. For those of you who did not sign up, goodbye. And I do have, for ladies in here, I have a retreat. This retreat, I did it last year. A lot of people, came out and they were like, wow, now I'm all for healing. I'm all for healing because I know when you heal, you get your money right. When you heal, you get your body right. When you heal, you get your part. I'm not about, promising people miracles that, miracles are going to happen when, I am all about healing the foundation, right? So I did this retreat last year and it was 3,500 for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And my people said, we want more days. So we're going to go for 4 days. 4 days, which means it's 3 nights. We're going to have, a time of our lives where we're going to deeply, deeply heal ourselves as women. Women, we have been trusted with bringing a human being into life. There was a reason why God wanted us to do that. If Obona, a house where maybe the dad passed away, or the dad was never there, that house is dignified. Just because a woman was created for that. Now, when you lose your power as a woman, you are going to come here and tell me, hey, relationship, what, I don't have money. I don't know how to make money. I'm broke. Please, what. Women, we are not supposed to be broke. You cannot say today at this point that you don't have money in your account. No. Women are not supposed to be broke. We are supposed to have abundance available for us. That is why I called the retreat inspiring the women within, right? I want us to get deeper within ourselves because life, it's from the inside out, not outside inside. Right? inside out. So we are going to be doing this retreat for 4 days on the 25th of March until the 28th of March. It's 4,500. All you need to do, you pack your bags and then you come, right? All you need to do, you don't need to worry about accommodation, just get in your car. And last time we had, people who had bigger cars, so we could go, so this year as well, come. If you don't have transport, just tell us. Somebody's going there and they are going alone, and maybe they will need you to accompany them. Come. Don't say you don't have transport. Don't limit yourself. Come and heal yourself, and I promise you, when you invest in yourself, a lot of things will happen to you, right? So another thing is the healing sessions. So I'm having private healing sessions. Please do not inbox me and want me to heal you through an inbox, because when you inbox me, hi coach, I want to book for a healing session. When are you available? Right? That is the, or this is my problem. Are you able to assist me with this? Yes, I'm able to. You can book your session. This thing of people wanting me to heal them and tell them how the future is going to be like, I'm not a prophet, I'm not a fortune teller, right? So I have a healing session. It's 650. If you do want to come, book your session with me or my assistant, and let us work on you. And that's it. Yes. And we do have our hiking that we have postponed last year because of COVID. Now we're going on the 19th of Feb, but I will post it because it's still 19, not now, right? Otherwise, I will see you next week on the thing, on the masterclass that we're having. Come prepared. If you have to fast before, and you are fasting for yourself, you're not fasting so that Coach Manuel can be powerful. Just if you really want to do it more and more, just fast on the day or the day before. Just fast. Make sure that you are centered, you are grounded. I have been sharing about grounding and all that. I want you to receive the message. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of healing in that. For the people who didn't come, thank you. You are going to purchase that because we're not going to have a recording and nothing, right? So thank you very much. I love you so much. I love you. I can't believe I've spoken for an hour. Thank you, guys. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube and watch one of the videos about purposeful relationships, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you for being here on YouTube. I love you. Goodbye.